What's up, you guys? I hope everybody is doing pretty much like amazing. This is Rocky Zapata, pretty much. He's very successful, just so everybody knows. He teaches leadership. He works with some of the biggest companies. You get me, just like all around. You have entrepreneurs. They're making millions of dollars, pretty much. Construction, just about everything. When it comes to like leadership, you get me. He is very good at being able to help people get out of their own way, building them as leaders. You get me, helping other people, blessing their finances so they can be able to work more intelligently. Yo sé que los dos hablamos español. Uh, Zapata. Hey,
Yes.
Rocky, just introduce yourself. You get me, maybe your success story. How'd you come up? You get me, how you were able to become, you get me, so rich, so wealthy, so successful, getting close to God as well. You get me, building leaders, like there's just so much and so much that we don't know. So I'm so excited. Thank you for taking the time to do this episode as well. I really appreciate you.
You know what? No, first and foremost, thank you for the invite. Muchas gracias por la invitación. You're right. We both speak Spanish. And by the way, we both have the same last name, and we're both from Nicaragua. So I think we have to
Right. I was born here, but my family, yes.
Well, over there, right?
Yes. I am part Hispanic, both of them. Matagalpa y Managua, la familia mía. Muy agradecido.
So
Crecí con todo eso. El queso frito me gusta, sí. Eso te lo.
Yeah. So listen, and we have the same last name. I was saying, we gotta search. Maybe we're cousins or something along the way. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. But you know what?
We're all children of God.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for everything you're doing as well. You're a young kid. You're hungry. You want to grow.
Yep.
So that's great.
Millions.
We need more kids like that.
I want to buy my mom a Lexus too, like you did yesterday.
I know. Well, you know what? It's funny because my mom, I buy her. I used to travel a lot before COVID. Before COVID, I used to travel a lot. Now with COVID, I've gone a lot more on the online platform, and I do most of my stuff online, which I did in pre-COVID. And
Bradley,
due to my traveling schedule, I always said, I don't want my mom to ever be stuck anywhere, So I made it a point of every 3 years to buy her a car, give her a brand new car every 3 years, So this time, I got her the Lexus NX, the 350. The S Sport full blown, red seats, young. I almost wanted the car for myself. I was like, Mom, you gotta lend me the car once in a while. I bought her that, but previous
congratulations,
to that,
by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Previous to that, I bought her and then another NX as well 3 years ago, and then 3 years ago before that, I had bought her the Toyota RAV4 because she kind of like SUVs type of looking vehicles. So yeah, I always say, I'm gonna take care of my mom. I'm gonna make sure my mom is always taken care of. No matter what, because you know how the old moms used to be, they used to whoop us and nos dan el chancletazo. So I'm very grateful for everything my mom did. So yeah, it was her birthday, she's 54, she's young. So every 3 years, I says, hey, I'm gonna give her a good car. Actually, 5 years ago, I gave her the gift. I paid off her mortgage, so she's mortgage free, so I took care of that. And last year, I just bought her brand new furniture and refurnished her house, which took like 4 months to get everything because there's no furniture or anything out on the streets, It's like hot bread right now, cars, furniture, anything you want to buy, pan caliente, So amazing. Yeah, I took care of my mom. It's been a tough road.
In literal, yeah.
That's one of the reasons I take care of my mom, because she's gotten me, after God, which God is number one. He gives us the strength, the knowledge, to move forward, and after God, it's been on my mom. You know what I mean? God provided us and allowed us to come to this great nation, the United States of America, which is the greatest nation known to mankind ever. I don't care what anybody says. This is the best of the best. We are number one, and we came to this nation, right? To this great nation, and my mom sacrificed a lot. No, she sacrificed a lot to bring me here. She sacrificed a lot of her life. To be able to give me education, to be able to, pay for my school, to be able, to put food on the table. It was only us two, my mom and I, I'm an only child. I don't have no siblings, so I'm an only child from my mom. So it was always only us two. So I saw the sacrifices she made, going to work every day, coming home tired. So I always said, you know what, I want to grow. I want to be successful. I want to make money, first off to give, glory to God in everything I do. But second of all, I want to take care of my mom. I want to make sure she's always taken care of. no matter what. And big secret, I've noticed, no, that every time I give to my mom, God blesses me more. So it's gotten me more into the giving spirit, you know. Every time I give my mom, I get more. So even though I give her because she deserves it no matter what, but I notice every time I do give her, God blesses me more. So I'm thankful to her Heavenly Father for that. So yeah, she got her new car yesterday, you know. She was driving it around, told her to lend it to me. I don't know if she will.
Well, that's
So
an
yeah, that's
awesome
pretty much
story.
my
You get
story
me
about
to
my mom.
inspire a lot of the audience. You get me? Because I'm the channel's growing now, which is awesome. You get me? I think we finished off with like a little shy of 600 hours this year.
Oh,
So it's a
nice.
small, it's all organic though. You get me? Because some people buy their followers and stuff. You
Yes.
get me? So, but this is really good because you get me 600 hours. You get me on a small station. I think it has like a little shy of 100 followers right now, right? But those people talking to other people, telling other people, because of the quality of the information, like Rocky Zapata, you know, um, telling people where it's like, damn it, you guys grew up just the two of you, and then you were able to make a lot of success. You were able to get her a car. You get me? You were able to just do a lot more. You work with these giant companies, some of the most powerful people in the world, really, essentially. So it's just like, how can other people be like you, pretty much, like following their purpose and what the gift that God has given everyone, since we're all like children of God in Christ Jesus.
So one of the things I always tell people know is, in life, in this place that we call life, we're gonna have a lot of challenges. Okay, I mean, we're all gonna have tons of challenges. I tell people, I get a lot of calls, you know, from people. Hey, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and the first thing I tell them is, welcome to the real world. Everyone, and I mean, everyone has problems. I don't care who you are. You know, I'm here laughing, we're talking about success, but I got my own problems. You know what I mean? I tell people, when people learn how to master, okay, managing life by taking hold of their problems, it's gonna be a huge success. And part of doing that, you know, I always tell people is, you gotta develop a leadership mentality, okay, to be able to take control of life like that. And I got a lot of people that tell me, well, Rocky, what's the difference, you know, between leaderships or leaders and followers? And I always tell people there's a huge gap, okay? And I mean, there's a huge gap that separates a leader and a follower, okay? And that gap is something as basic as the way people think. You know, it's basic, you know, it's not rocket science stuff, you know what I mean? I tell people, listen, we got followers, we got leaders. The difference between the two is the way you think. The way you think is gonna automatically make a difference in your life, because leaders possess a different mental attitude towards everything automatically. You know, you get something thrown out your way. Listen, some of them are not our faults. Some things we do cause ourselves. You know, we're not gonna lie to ourselves. I tell people, yeah, not everything thrown your way is your fault. A lot of stuff we do cause, you know, we have to be realistic. But the reality is, do you have that mental attitude to be able to deal with the conflicts that life is going to throw at you? You know what I mean? Because automatically, this way of thinking controls how a person, how people respond to life, how they respond to crisis, you know, how they respond to failures, how they respond to disappointments, how they respond to those challenges, to stress, etc. We all have stress, we all have challenges, we all have disappointments. You know, we all have crises, we all have failures. It happens to each one of us. But the reality is, that mental attitude of yours, how are you going to use it to be able to respond to the circumstances that come to your life? And I think that is the secret. That is the secret sauce automatically to becoming successful, is the way you think. Because automatically this way and thinking is going to empower people. It's going to empower the leader with faith and possibilities, belief in the possibilities. You know what I mean? So it's big. And
I'm
I tell
following.
people, you gotta think differently. You have to think differently. You know what I mean? No?
I'm following you, yeah, because like I know the audience are getting a lot of value pretty much as well. I'm taking notes. You get me when I write some down here. People are gonna see me doing that throughout the interview together, the podcast,
Yeah.
the collab for them. How was it like when you first got started in business? Like, how did you become like a good leader, pretty much? Because that's gonna help a lot of other people probably in their lives become better leaders, because they're gonna see
So
success, leaving footprints. So it's like, you get me?
How do you become a better leader?
Yeah.
Real easy. Real leaders love people. Okay. Leadership is about love. You know, if we go to our Savior, Jesus Christ, he laid his life down for the people he loved, for humanity. And that is the biggest show of leadership we've had ever. So I always tell people, to be a real leader, to be a better leader, you have to love people. You have to love people. And part of loving people is the number one priority of the leader. Through that love is the growth of people. You have to love to see people grow. You gotta have to want to see people grow. If you can lend a hand to someone, lend a hand, advise them, mentor them, push them to move forward, because people need to grow, and the leader has to love to see people grow. And part of seeing
Right.
people grow, you gotta love people. You know, I always give people the basic, right? Give you the basic context. For those that have kids would understand what I'm saying. Hey, when you have a child, your biggest desire is for your child to grow and be bigger than you. I mean, that's every parent's desire, right? I remember growing up, my mom used to tell me, hey, Rocky, we came to this country. I only have a high school diploma. I'm a waitress, but you have to be bigger than me, okay? You have to go to school. You have to get an education. You have to learn a trade, do something, but you have to grow. And now me, myself, having a daughter, I see her and I keep moving her. You know, she's 9. It's like, Leilani, you're going to grow. For her 6th birthday, she's 9 now, but for her 6th birthday, I actually gave her a gift. I don't, you know, you live in Florida. You know, in Florida, there's a program called the Florida Prepaid College, right? They paid college ahead of time. So my daughter's 6th birthday gift was her college. You know, she got her 4-year degree paid for. That was her gift, you know. She was 6 at the time. Maybe she wanted toys, but I taught her a valuable lesson. I said, listen, this is your college. It's paid for already. You don't ever have to worry about college in your life. I just want you to understand that you have to grow and you have to be bigger than what your dad is, because my ceiling is going to be your floor. You know what I mean? Tell my daughter, my ceiling has to be your floor. Always, okay? So I tell people, okay, in leadership is no different. The people you lead, you have to love them as much as to want to see them grow. It's that simple. Listen, even though I'm a great leader, no, some people, a lot of people think at times, hey, Rocky, you're too tough. You know, you're tough. And you know what? I am tough. I'm not going to lie. I tell people I'm tough because I like to see you grow. You know, I don't like lazy people. I don't like people just wandering around. No, I want to see you grow. I want to see you do good for yourself. And I want to see you do good for your future generations. And because I want to see you do good, I'm going to compel you to do good, whether you like it or not. Some people say I'm a tough guy. I am a tough guy. You know, I'm not going to lie, but hey, I just want to see you grow. I want to see you grow. I want to see you do good. I want to see you expand, not only for yourself, but expand for your future generations. So at the end, to be a good leader or to be a better leader, you have to love people. And part of loving people is you have to be ready to gear them, to compel them to grow to their maximum potential. And that's what really leadership boils down to.
Okay. So when it comes to like wanting people to grow, what would you do with, I guess, people that maybe they 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 don't know how to help other people grow, or they feel insecure about themselves when they want to help other people grow, and they know that it's something that's affecting them because people probably aren't being as nice to them or responding as kindly to them, right? But you can tell that they want to help other people grow, but they don't even like themselves. They have like a self-image problem. You
Okay.
get me? How would you, like, I mean, help that person get out of their own way, like, and then begin to develop that love with themselves and with others so that they can help other people grow, which is going to make them a better leader, which is probably going to make them more money. It's probably going to get them promoted, right? Where they could end up making 6, 7, 8 figures, probably even more. You get me?
Right.
Because imagination is limitless. God is limitless,
Yes.
right?
So
Knowledge is finite. Yeah.
always. So one of the things I tell people is
Although it's awesome. Yeah.
loving yourself is no question in it. I mean, you got to love yourself, right? I mean, listen, welcome to the real world, people. Welcome to the real world. We all have insecurities, okay? I mean, listen, everyone has insecurities, and not one person has all the answers, okay? I golf with multiple businessmen, okay? Rich people, no rich people. And one thing they all tell me that is common when everything, when I'm golf with them, I'm a good golfer, by the way. They call me Tiger Woods Nika.
Let's go.
Negative eight part, by the way, -8. But when I golf with these businessmen and I ask them, hey, did you have all the answers before you got started? Each one of them has told them, Rocky, I don't even have all the answers for tomorrow, let alone when I got started. You know what I mean? So listen, everyone has insecurities, people. Don't feel bad about it. I have insecurities myself, okay? Everyone has insecurities. There's nothing wrong with having insecurities. We all have them, okay? There's maybe a part of your body you don't like. I mean, listen, I wish I had a six-pack, but I don't, you know what? Every time I go on my boat, I take off my shirt and I feel good. I don't have the six-pack, I have the one or the round pack, right? I have the round pack, but I'm a happy camper. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is. So I always tell people, listen, love yourself. You're going to have insecurities. You're going to doubt yourself. We all doubt ourselves at a certain point. Everybody does, okay? And not everybody has all the answers. But one thing I will tell people is this: never believe or never say that it's too late for you to change. Never. And I think that's a huge mistake people make throughout their lifetime. And sometimes we're like, well, it's just too late for me. It's too late for me to become a better leader. It's too late for me to do this in my life. It's too late for me to do that. It's never too late for improvement. I mean, listen, and I understand not all change is geared towards improvement, but change is a must for improvement. Not all change is geared towards improvement, but change is a must for improvement. So at the end of the day, I always hear people say, listen, I'm too old, or it's too late, or I already made many mistakes in my life. I already made many mistakes. Listen, everyone makes mistakes. We all have them. Welcome to the real world. I made them myself. We all have insecurities. Welcome to the real world. I have them. No one has all the answers. Welcome to the real world. I don't have all the answers. And the people I hang with, they don't have all the answers. But ultimately, don't ever feel less than anyone. Don't ever feel, it's too late to change. I mean, when you start looking at anyone you admire, I mean, let's take someone like Abraham Lincoln, just to give an example, which has been known by historians to be the #1 president to ever live in the United States, right? I mean, we all know what Abraham Lincoln did, right? I mean, he literally emancipated the slaves, right? He set the slaves free. And at the time, Abraham Lincoln was the most hated man in the United States. Okay. Why? Because even though, slavery was wrong and slavery was a sin, at that time, it was something normal to humanity at the moment. And when you have a man trying to break something that people have been accustomed to, he's trying to break you free, he's going to be automatically the most hated man in the country. And by the way, did you guys know that Abraham Lincoln ran for the Senate, ran for Congress, ran for presidency 9 times, failed 9 times before becoming the president? So if you want to talk about insecurities, if I was Abraham Lincoln, I'll be full of them. You know what I mean? I'll be full of them. But today he's known as the best ever president to ever lived in the United States. So listen, change that mentality, believe in yourself. You're going to doubt yourself. Yes, it's okay to doubt yourself, but it's not okay to allow that doubt to control your future vision. Okay. You're going to doubt yourself. Feel free to, but just doubt yourself for a minute, grab that doubt, set it aside, and move definitely forward. So that'll definitely be my best advice there.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you, by the way. Let's see, because I never script these podcasts out, by the way. So like the information that they're receiving right now, the conversation that we had, offline, here, like just like all together. It's not scripted. It's which is good, right?
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Man, how'd you get so rich, man? Like, how did you, how were you able to get into business? Because your mom, like, she's like, you have to become something. You became very successful. You get me? It's just like, wow, like, if people rewatch this, there's a lot of seeds that you've planted, you get me, in so many different ways, right? So it's just like, what would be like your game plan, you get me, if they want to like just get rich themselves? Like, doesn't matter where they're from or where they grew up at. You get me? So they
Okay.
can get rich. That's like what, like the top 10% of the world? Is that what it is? The people that are, yeah. So I mean, top.
So the key is not to get rich. The key is to get free, right? I would tell people the key is freedom. You want to have freedom, okay? Because I know a lot of people that are rich that are up to debt, up to here. You know, I mean, I know this guy who makes 10 million a year and spends 11 million a year. It's like, you know what I mean?
Oh
I
man.
promise you. No, I went to his house and this guy, you know, I walked in his house and he has like this deer, you know, like this deer on his wall. I mean, beautiful, huge deer. He's like, oh, look, you know, it cost me $300,000. I'm like, well, talk about a deer, you know what I mean? Is that what we're having for dinner afterwards, or what do you know what I mean? So I think people have to be, you know, one of the things that allow me to be successful, I've been very smart with the money. You know, you have to know how to manage money correctly. Because as I tell you, I know a lot of people that make a lot of money, but they still spend over of what they make. So I think one of the things is freedom. Freedom is huge. Okay. Especially listen, I'm a full believer in capitalism, right? I mean, it's what I've grown in and I'm full blown capitalism, but capitalism has a flaw. And the flaw of capitalism is it's geared to get you into debt forever. And that is one of the flaws from capitalism. You know, I mean, if you don't focus and you don't pay attention, I mean, you'll be in debt for the rest of your life. So one of the things I always advise people is you want to be free, right? And one of the things is being free is, you know, getting to business or having, you know, a nice job and try to, you know, pay off certain things that you need to pay off, you know, per se, a mortgage. You know, if you have a mortgage, you know, you pay off that mortgage, you know, and once you do that, you know, you have a little bit more freedom to get into business. I mean, I'll tell you my story, right, per se, how I got into business myself. And everybody has, you know, their own story. But one of the things with getting into business with me was I saw a need, right? And a niche. And I always tell people, you gotta see a need, and there's a need, you gotta attack and you gotta eat the need. So back maybe 10, 12 years ago, you know, I have one of my businesses, a consulting firm, right? Rocky Zapata Safety Consultants. So 80% of my clients are construction companies, 80%. The other 20% are general industry. And within the construction industry, I saw a need. I saw a huge need, right? And the need was that not every organization or not every company, you know, had 80, 90, $100,000 to pay a safety manager, to pay a safety manager full time, you know, on their staff. So what I did was I started getting a lot of those little companies and I offered them a deal. I says, hey, listen, you know, instead of having someone on staff for 80 grand, okay, how about, you know, I'll make you guys a deal, you know, 20,000 each, 20,000 each, 20,000 each, and I'll dedicate 5 hours a week to each one, you know, and the need. But after that, I saw that there was a more need of, they were kind of wanting to do it, but they wanted a bilingual person. And that was me, perfect. I was bilingual because in the construction industry, 98% of the people only speak Spanish. So I was able to top out my competition because I'm bilingual, literally top them out. And they were like, man, how come you're getting all the work? I'm like, because I speak Spanish. You know, it was no secret sauce. You know what I mean? No secret sauce here.
With you.
As basic as, you know, being bilingual, you know, and started. And you know what? Today, Noel, I have 9 engineers work for me. They're out there working, you know. I do most of my work, you know, from home. The leadership, I play golf most of the time. You know, today I went to I was playing a little bit, you know, came back for your podcast. So to end up where we started, the key is to be free, be free and be able to enjoy life as well. So I'm free, I have 9 people, they go and do the inspections and most of the trainings. I don't even do a lot of the training anymore unless the client really requests that it has to be me. I don't even do a lot of the training as much anymore. I do more of the online, taking care of the clients and stuff. So it's been great. I always tell people, find that niche and start slowly, go after. You're maybe going to have to work overtime on yourself. When you get out of that 9 to 5, you're going to have to do a little bit of overtime, on yourself, go out there, search those clients. You're going to have to work just a little bit. I had this guy one time though, and I went with this, and he asked me that question. We were at the gym, and I know I go to the gym. It doesn't look like I go to the gym, but I promise I do. But, we're at the gym, and he asked the same question. He's like, hey, Rocky, how'd you become successful? Because he knows me a lot through a family member. He's like, how can I, what can I do to have your money? So I asked, what do you do for a living? He's like, well, I'm an AC tech. I said, who do you work for? He works for this company. I says, how much you make? He's like, well, I'm making about 70 grand a year. I said, well, that's a decent salary. He's like, yeah, he's like, but I want to start, I want to be my own boss. So I told him, okay, you can't leave work because obviously, you live off of work. I said, so what you need to start doing is start doing weekend calls. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little tough. I told him. So what you do is, open your company and do weekend calls, create little stickers. Those stickers that when you go to the oil change and you change the oil in the car, they tell you, they put the 3 months or the mileage you have to go back. I said, create these stickers and put your name on it and your phone number and paste them on the AC unit that you service. Because when people see that sticker there, they're going to call you. So you keep your daytime job Monday through Friday because you have to pay bills. And Saturday and Sunday, you're going to have to start hustling. Okay. You're going to have to start hustling Saturday and Sunday. His answer was, no, I don't want to do that. That's too much work. So, I gave him the answer. I gave him the exit, but it was too much work for him. And unfortunately, at the beginning, for every entrepreneur, it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be, it's no secret. And that's why entrepreneurship is a calling. Okay. It is a calling because there's going to be a lot of work, a lot of nights, and it's going to be maybe a couple years, 5-10 years until you can actually take it easy for a bit. Like me before, no, I used to do the inspections. I used to do everything. Not anymore. Now I have people that go out there and do it. But at the beginning, I was almost doing everything. I didn't have money to afford, to pay engineers 60, 70,000, a year, for any safety engineers to go out. So that's definitely my best advice to people.
Wow. I mean, geez, this episode is now worth, you get me, millions of dollars. Awesome. I mean, we could go on, to be honest with you. You get me. I put time aside for the podcast. This episode already, you get me, it's already money. We can go on anything else that you want, by the way. Like whatever you want to share, Rocky, you get me, with like the guest, anything that just comes to mind, just pops up. You get me, we're just like, well, that's been useful to me. I got a ton of questions for you if you want. You get me, just because I'm a very curious person, and however you want, man. I'm happy with both.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just probably then, and with this, I just want to tell people out there, I have 5 rules that I use in my life. And one of them is, I always tell people, you have to trust yourself. Part of trusting yourself is you have to believe in yourself. Okay. We spoke about that earlier, insecurities and, doubting yourself. It's okay, but I tell people, you got to believe in yourself. Number 2, that I live by, I always tell people, you have to be committed to your vision. Okay. You gotta be committed to your dream. If you don't believe in your own dream, no one else is going to believe in it. I mean, there's no secret to that. Number 3, what we spoke earlier, you got to love people. Leadership is loving people, and you definitely have to love them. Number 4, I always tell people, you have to be okay with walking alone, right? You got to have the capacity. Sometimes you're going to be by yourself. Sometimes you're going to be alone. It's okay. Just get comfortable with walking alone. And last, and this is the breakthrough that I use, right? you gotta have satisfaction from seeing others succeed. You gotta feel good when others succeed, right? You can't be an envy person. You can't be jealous. You can't think it's all about you. You have to have satisfaction, and you have to be happy when others succeed as well. And you know what? That actually, implement in your circle, because if your circle's successful and everybody's successful, you're definitely going to have a better outcome for everyone. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I just play golf with my business partners, I like it. Everyone's successful, everyone does business, and we talk about business. Yeah, we joke around, we have fun, but we get back to business. So I live, those are my 5 rules. That's what I live by every day. I do believe in myself every day. I'm always committed to what I do. I love people. I'm okay with being alone sometimes. And I do
Which is
like
not a
seeing
bad thing, right? Like being
not at
alone.
all.
That's not at all. Because sometimes you'll become a better leader like that. You get me? I don't know if you want to like touch on that, because I'm sure 'cause I'm sure it's helped you out in your life. You get me? Just by yourself. Even myself. I know that's something
It
huge.
is. It is. And you know what? It's funny you mentioned that, because even though I'm a people person, I like being by myself. And that's one of the things, when I go teach a class, or when I mentor people, I like hugging people. Even between COVID, I like hugging people. I tell people I'm sorry, but I can't get away from it. I like feeling, the touch of people. I like hugging people, shaking hands. That's just who I am. Even though I'm a people's person, and I do like being around people in that capacity, um I retract, and I love being by myself when it comes to, I like to study. I like to plan my next move. I like to see where I'm going, what I've done per se 2021, where I'm at for 2022. I like spending time with myself. And aside from spending time with myself, I get to spend a lot of time with the Lord by myself. When I'm by myself, I read scripture a lot. I like reading Bible. And I put some worship music, and just, and that's my meditation time. I put worship music and just meditate on the Lord. And I just, it's okay being alone. And maybe I've gotten used to it. I don't know if I gotten used to it. Maybe because I'm an only child, it was easy for me. I don't know, but yeah, it's okay being alone. Some people hate being by themselves, but I think when you master, being by yourself, you really master success, because you understand that you only need God in this world to be able to move forward.
Wow, that's a right?
That is.
Wow. However you want to finish it off, I'm just, to be honest with you, extremely grateful for the opportunity that you even took the time to do the podcast. Pretty much, I will be sharing it. I will be promoting it. You got me. Thank you for that. I'm not sure if there's any more like secrets that you want to share maybe with the people. I know if they rewatch it, there's already a couple that they got even after I said that the first time, and it locked in for them to rewatch it again gladly. Um, yeah.
No, I just want to thank you, for the invitation, and keep going. You're a young, smart kid, good looking. You're Nicaraguan, so you have to be
Oh my
good
God.
looking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're from Nicaragua. We're
My
all
dad
good
gave me
looking
this
from
yesterday. To
Nicaragua,
be honest. Yeah. So I'm so happy with it. My dad gave it to me yesterday.
Yeah,
This
at
one.
least you always look clean too. You always look
Yeah.
fresh. That's important. So yeah, keep going, and to those people out there, keep going. There's always a chance, if you're still breathing. You know what I mean? And I tell people, even when you're dead, you still live, because Jesus said, those who were in me, even after you die, you actually live. So just live life, if you can, go to church, give your life to Jesus. That's priority. That's number one. That's the best decision you'll make in your life. Super good. You'll have a lot of peace when you do that. You will live in joy. A lot of your problems that come your way, accepting Jesus is not going to eliminate your problems, but a lot of the problems that come your way, you'll be able to solve them a lot easier. I will tell you that much, because it did. It has happened to me. You will live happy. And once you have Jesus on your side, man, everything else will be easy peasy. You know what I mean? So obviously, like I said before, you do have to work. You do have to put in the time. Nothing in life is easy. But having Jesus on your side does make things a lot easier for
Yeah, it
you.
really does.
It's worked for me.
It
You know what I
prevents you
mean?
from being eaten alive sometimes.
You know what? Listen,
It really does.
I tell people things
It's a
that
very
work
good,
for me.
healthy thing.
It's worked for me. It has to work for other people.
Well, thank you, Rocky. Wow. And preaching, you get me with everything together. I love Jesus a lot as well. Um, and how when we put the kingdom of God first, you get me, it helps people like a lot.
Yes. Perfect. Perfect.
All right, guys. Well, that's Rocky. I'm going to drop all his social media at the bottom. I've just been very hectic, just kind of doing my whole year. Got really clear on it. Welcome to the Life by Design podcast, where you can design your life however you want. Just start setting your goals. He gave you information you get me that's very useful. Check out all of the other episodes, and we will catch everybody on the next one. Do you want to finish it off, Rocky? Um,
Your show, man. Good. Thank you.
Thanks for being a part of as the show and growing it. You get me. A lot of people have been enjoying it, and they're gonna get a lot more. Thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
and we will catch
Appreciate it.
everyone on the next one.